the local machine, Git uses sections. What are those? Git uses the sections. So what are the sections? Git uses. On the local machine, Git uses the sections. What are those? The three main areas Git uses to track and manage. So why we need these three guys? So for tracking and yeah. So why we need these three? For tracking and managing the changes on manage changes on your local mission. Changes on your local mission. And it's a core concept. Core concept in understanding how Git works. How Git works, guys. Understanding the how Git works. Understood? This is the what are the three main areas Git uses to track and manage changes on our local machine, and it's a core concept in understanding how Git works, guys. Core concept in understanding Git works. So what are those working directory? What is that? So working directory. And the second one is staging area. What is that? Staging area. Third one is local repository. What is this, guys? Third one is local repository. Third one is local repository. So what this guys? So this is a working area. Working area means something like you wrote some code where you wrote something called index.html, right? So index.html or something like homepage.py, Python or Java or .NET. So these are all the your code, guys. So working directory is the location. What is that? Working directory is the location where all the code is created initially. So all the files present here are called as a untracked files. What these files, guys? These files are untracked files. You just result. You just created the files. These files are not know the local repository. So these all are the untracked files. What these files are? These files are untracked files. What these are? These are untracked files. This is not tracked by the local repository. So this is not tracked by the local repository. How it will track? It will track from working directory to staging area. How it will track, guys? If you use the git add file name. Git add file name, then it will track the files from untracked to track. Track means it will go to the staging area. So what is this staging area? Staging area is the location. So this is also a location where files are indexing happens, and it is the buffer area of Git, and the files are called as a indexed files. So what is indexing, guys? The index is a file. Usually in .git index, there is a .git in the .git folder is there. In the .git folder, there is index where Git keeps track of the file you have staged in the preparation for the next commit. The preparation for the next commit. So for example, added with the git add command. So from untracked to tracked, if you want to untrack to tracked, and you need to go to the staging area, what is the command, guys? Git add is the command. So once you are in once from untracked to tracked and the staging area, so we need to commit the changes. Why? So still these files, so these index.html and homepage.html are doesn't know the local repository. How it will know? It will know from staging area to local area to move. How we can move it from? We can move it from git commit command. So local repository is where version controlling happens, and the files are called as a committed files. All the files are called as a committed files. Guys, now you understood? So what is working area? So working area is nothing but your folder, your project folder. So in our project folder, you modified the code or you added the files or modified the files. So right in the working directory. So this working directory doesn't know the local repository. How it will know? It will know from move from working directory to staging, then staging to local repository. How it will move? By using the git add commit and git add and git commit commands. Git commit command. So, guys, understood? So once the index and home page dot files are moved from working directory to local repository, now your local repository knows this index.html and home page dot py. So then from local to remote, we can push the code by using git push. So from remote to local, so we can use git pull command. For the downloading, we can use the git pull command. For uploading, we can use the git push command. Git push command. For the first time, what you need to do, you can use the git clone command. So for the first time, you can use git clone, and from after that, you can use the git pull to download the updated code. To download the updated code, if you use the git clone, it will download the entire project repository into your local. So when you do the git pull, right, from the next time onwards, it will download only the updated code. Only the modified code will be downloaded to your local repository. That is the difference between git clone and git pull. You guys understood? Guys understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. So what is working directory? What is working directory, guys? Working directory is the location where all the code is created initially. Initially, right? All the all the files all the present here are called as untracked untracked file. Untracked file. So this is not tracked. What is this? This is not tracked by the local repository. Not tracked by the local repository. So what is the second one, guys? The second one is a staging area. What is that? Staging area is the location. Staging area is the location where files files indexing happens, and it is the buffer area of Git, and the files are called as indexed files. Files are called as a indexed files. What is index? What is index, guys? Index, the Git index is a file. The Git index is a file, usually in .git slash index, where Git keeps track of the files you have staged. You have staged in Preparation for the next commit. What is that? Preparation for the next commit. So preparation for the next commit. So what is this, guys? So from working area to staging area, what is the command? So you can use the command. The command is git add command. What is the command, guys? Example, git add file name. What is that? Git add file name. It will be from untracked to tracked, means staging area. Okay. So what is the next one, guys? Next one is local repository. What is that? Local repository. Local repository is where version controlling happens, and the files are called as committed files. The files called as a committed file. The files called as a committed files. Understood, guys? So this is nothing but a working directory, staging area, and local repository. So this is nothing but your. So I want to whatever the we wrote the code, right? I want to send it to the local repository. So this is the way. So working area, staging, working directory, staging area, and local repository. So here we have. So we need to add. We need to execute. So few commands. I will tell you that commands. Okay. So what is that? Flow of Git changes. What is the flow of Git changes, guys? The flow of Git changes is, what is that? Working directory. What is this? So this is a working directory. Yeah, this is the working directory. Okay. Git add. So what is that? So git add. Okay. What is this command? Git add. So from working directory to, so where it will go? It will go to staging area. Okay. So from working directory to staging area. So what is the command, guys? Git add command. So what is the command? So staging area to from staging area to local repository. From staging area to local repositories. From staging area to local repositories. Local repository. So this is the Git flow of Git changes from working directory to staging area. We can use the Git add. So from staging area to local repository, we can use Git commit. Is my understood? So this is the flow. This is the flow of the Git changes. This is the flow of the Git changes. Is understood?